Hi everybody, welcome back. Tony again with Shinsho Yoga. And this week I would like to work on goddess pose or Utkata Konasana. It's a challenging one to say. Goddess posture, and I was doing some research on it to try to get a little bit more background on the name because I've never been able to find exactly where the name came from. You know, you look at some postures like fish, and I understand from the posture of it, or monkey pose, Hanumanasana, where it comes from Hanuman and the movements. But goddess, I had always thought had come from the goddess Sita, right, from Hindu mythology of Sita and Ram, the god and goddess. But it really doesn't come from that. The name comes from the posture really accessing feminine energy. And it's one of my favorite postures. I really enjoy goddess pose. The way goddess pose gets into the hips, right, is somewhat reminiscent or energetically reminding of childbirth, the way the body opens up. So the posture really works with feminine energy. And all of us have male and female energy. That's the idea behind what we do. We have masculine energy and we have feminine energy, yin and yang, and different balances of it. Men, of course, their masculine energy is where their forte is, and women, feminine energy, where their forte is, but we have to have both, and they have to be balanced. And that's the goal of yoga. Again, goal, a loose term. We balance. We balance the body, we balance our energies, balance our life. Right? So doing postures like this that are kind of what would be considered basically a feminine style posture is important in anyone's practice. You just don't want to build fire, right? Because if you go into spirituality and look at the energies of male and female, male is the sun, male is heat, right? Male is activity, male is daytime, right? The moon, feminine is the moon, right? Feminine is cool, feminine is nighttime, right? Feminine is more sedentary, right? Where your heat energy is very active, where the cooling energy is more relaxed, right? Yin and yang. Yin is yin is feminine, yang is masculine. Right? So we want to work on balancing our energies and what we do and getting the body open, right, in the process of that. And again, goddess pose is really good at opening pretty much everything. And this is what I, again, would consider to be an intermediate to advanced posture. And again, intermediate to advanced posture doesn't mean that it's a posture that if you are relatively new to yoga, you can't do it, you have to skip it. It means, one, that it's not something you necessarily want to jump into in the beginning of the class. You really want the body to have been warmed and open to come into this, because on these type of postures you need to have a certain amount of precision in what you do. The goddess posture, we're using all four limbs in this that we're doing. It's not just mainly the legs or maybe the top. Everything we're opening up, all of in here, right? So you want the body open for that, and again, you want to move with precision for it. You don't want to slop into it and just kind of hang out. You're not getting any benefit from the pose. Again, a posture like child's pose, which is a more basic or sometimes considered a beginner posture, is not overly precise. Are there levels of precision to it? Yes. Are there ways to do it so you're really getting the full benefit of the posture? Yes. But that posture in general can just be come into, and even if you're not that precise, you'll have benefits to it, and you can come into it any time. Or something like this, you want to be warm, and you really want to do it properly. So some of the things that we're going to need for openness on this is the hips and really the inside, the adductor that runs up through here. You really need inside of the groin coming up into here. And then shoulders. You really need the front of the shoulder open to be able to roll this open, right? Because this posture is going to require that. You don't want to be slumped and hunched into it if you can. You want to open, right? Again, the openness. And again, also working as a heart opener there. Anytime we do our postures where we opening the chest this way, are heart openers. Right? And energetically, that can be a little trying because that can be very much exposing ourselves. Our heart just innately we know through our own intuition, right? Through our own, energetic understandings that we want to protect this, right? That's why people, who are this, they're protecting this. But we want to live this way, right? And we learn to be able to know what's coming, right? Through our intuition and understanding, to be able to live with that open heart. So this also requires that openness here, to be able to open that heart out. And if energetically you're blocked here, it's going to be hard to do that. You're going to want to stay closed in. So being warm in the practice and moving with precision is important. So let's work on the posture here a bit. So where we start with the posture, and I know I got baggy pants on, so sometimes it may be hard to see where my legs are in this, so I'll pull them up at certain points. You want your feet are going to be greater than shoulder distance apart, maybe a little bit less than what you would have for a warrior posture, right? Your feet, this really depends on your body, right, and how you are. My legs, my hips naturally splay out, so my feet are going to come out a little to the side. Everyone's body's different. Some people in the posture may be this way, some people may be this way. For me, I'm about at an angle with them, kind of like this, right? And because this posture assumes a squat, you want to make sure that it's an angle and a width where you can support yourself as you come down into the posture, right? So legs maybe a little bit less than warrior 1, warrior 2, right? Angle of the feet depends on how your body works. And then from here, you're going to squat, taking the arms into sometimes what we call goalpost arms or cactus arms. It really depends on point of view. With guys, I say goalpost arm. With women, I say cactus arms, right? And we want with this, as we come down into this squat, we want a long line of energy, right, coming out of the crown and down through the sacrum, right? And with that, rolling the chest open here, right? So my legs, right, are, right, I'm going to bend to them. Now, we don't want to be like this in the posture. We don't want to be like this in the posture. We don't want to be like this in the posture, right? And I do this little crab side to side. A little wiggle of the shoulders. Get the chest open. Roll this back. Arms are up. Head lifts. Lifting of the crown. Sinking of the tailbone. Breathe. I like to counterpose with this, with a wide leg fold. So, that posture may look simple, but there's a lot going on. You need openness here, right? You'll really feel it in the quads if you have tightness, especially we've talked about before, about weak hamstrings and knee issues. If you have them, you're going to feel it. You need openness here, right, to get into that. You need strength here to hold you upright. You want that spine long, again, in all standing postures. Lifting of the crown, sinking of the tailbone. This rolls open. That's why when I always come to it, you don't have to sweep your arms this way. I sweep my arms that way to make sure that I am rolling this open. If I just go like this, there's a chance I'm going to go like this. If I come from here, they roll out. We want to avoid doing this, right? Avoid doing this, trying to keep them in line with the shoulders as best you can, and rolling this back, not this, this. So openness here, strength here, openness here, and then allow the head Again, spine. It's also a posture that's very good for pregnant women. Again, feminine energy associated with it can help with the muscles of opening the pelvis, right, for childbirth. So women that are practicing yoga and while they're pregnant, this may be something you not necessarily, again, just don't jump into goddess pose every now and then, but to add to part of your practice. Or maybe during a class, if you have a teacher that's doing certain postures, and there's alternatives, because especially things like crunches and things like that aren't good for those who are pregnant. Maybe certain standing postures is a good alternative. So goddess pose, feminine energy, one of my favorites. Intermediate to advanced posture really opens things up. And always remember to breathe and follow your breath. And as the thoughts arise, acknowledge them, allow them to pass by, and return to the breath. Thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Be happy to respond. Namaste.